Alright, so welcome to Season 4, Episode 9, Cool Waters. This one is definitely a lot more of a... I feel like I've said this like many times, but it's definitely more of like a expected Bob canvas, if you may. Definitely a little bit more of a common Bob Ross attributes in a painting, things you would expect. Which is always nice, in some ways. Nice to an extent. Nice maybe after the last painting where it was kind of more of a, I don't know, a bit of a weird painting. Going back to basics, if you may. Morning owl. Fucking kid. How are we doing? I myself today definitely laid in bed for... Okay, well actually I didn't lay in bed for the longest today, but I definitely didn't get up right away either. I also definitely like fell back asleep a few times. That kind of happened like today and yesterday. Upon waking up, I just kind of like woke up really early, and then that just kind of like fucked things up a little bit. Unfortunately, you don't have errands to run today. Rare footage. Actual rare footage. But chilling is always good. Crack City, bitch. Hey. So I guess because I updated to a newer version of Windows 11 on the weekend, and I guess it just like reset a few things, which is just really cool. Because when I was like setting up to start stream today, I was like, why is my capture card not getting picked up? And so at least like in the capture card I use the GV USB 2, shoutouts, the tried and true classic that has served me well for like a long ass time. But in the settings for that, there is like an option select box between using composite or S video, and I use S video, so I have to have it selected on S video for it to have the signal get picked up. Otherwise, if I change it to composite, it just has like a blue display because it's trying to like search for a composite signal that doesn't exist. And for some reason that got reset when I updated. For whatever reason, that just reset it back to composite for some reason. Same with how for some reason it just deselected. I found out when we streamed Lethal Company on Saturday, I think, how it just unselected like my desktop audio and my mic. It just like unselected all my audio sources for whatever the fuck reason. Because, yep, that makes sense. Bro, I accidentally moved my chat box and yes, snap, thank I'm just like, why? Like, what reason do you have to do this? Just curious. The good news is I didn't post about this anywhere, but I also on Sunday, so yesterday, we spent like an hour-ish cleaning out underneath our stove because we're getting the new stove on Wednesday. And I'm pretty sure it has never been cleaned underneath our stove, probably ever. In like the 20, well, we've lived here for since 2011, so 13 years. It's actually like right about like 13 years exactly. It was like sometime around like the middle of December 2011 we moved here. But like ever since we've lived here, it's definitely never been cleaned, and it probably has never been cleaned prior to that ever, I'd assume, if I had to guess. Yeah, it was pretty dirty under there. It didn't take as long, honestly, as I thought it was going to. But that was basically like the main thing I did on Sunday, was just clean that. That was my Sunday experience. So what I'm gonna do for this, I want this cloud to feel a little like faded. Also, I'm gonna do the same for this one actually. I'm gonna like just go over it with like a little bit of blue. And I'm gonna do the same with this one, just kind of go over it. I want it to feel like faded out. I always use to... It's definitely not something you think about getting done, is cleaning underneath your stove. We're only doing it because we're getting a new one. And so we were like, okay, like, if we clean it now, being yesterday, when we get the new stove on Wednesday, like, we're not gonna have to, like, deal with it then. We can just, like maybe do a quick vacuum, maybe. But we can just basically take the old one out and just put the new one in, and we're good to go. Don't gotta worry about, like, ah, shit, we gotta clean this out. It actually wasn't too bad to move out, surprisingly. It's one of those smart stoves. I'm not sure if it has any smart capabilities. I think it might, but I'm not too sure. But something that I acquired, it showed up yesterday, is like, so at least for ours, you know, there's like the stove, but then like between like the stove and the countertops next to it, there's like a little like gap between them. Between like the stove and the countertop, aka where stuff can fall down. And the person we were talking to at the store where we bought the stove from, I was like, is there something we can get that can like plug up those gaps? And she was like, yeah, actually there is. And she showed us like these, like, it's just like a silicone like stove gap cover thing, something like that, on Amazon. And I was like, okay. And the only thing is right now is that our current stove is not level with the countertop, which is low-key been kind of annoying. It's definitely like a half an inch like too low on the countertop. I guess I could, like, it seems like to work good. I guess I could, like, link the one I got. I guess that's the one we got. Kitchen stove gap covers. Yeah, like, it definitely like works if it's not level, but it's definitely like intended to be used. Like, if you're like for your stove to be level with your countertop. But I was reading, and supposedly stoves like have a thing where you can like adjust like the height of it with like the feet on the bottom. I guess if you use like a wrench or something, I guess you can just like turn them, and I guess it just like bumps it up higher. At least that's what Google is telling me, that allegedly most stoves have that feature, apparently. Which would be nice just to get that done before it gets installed, to like level, like get it set to the right height, and then, which that would be so nice to have it just actually be level with our countertop for the first time ever, since like ours, ever since we lived here, it's never been level with our countertop. But yeah, and you can just always, you know, like take it, like just remove it and just like wash it off, or just like get like a cloth and just wipe it, whatever you want. It does have a matte finish. I was looking like at a different brand too, and some other brand had like a clear one, so that's like an option too. I think the black one works pretty good, and it lets you like, you know, it makes it easier to see if stuff is dirty, which I guess could be good or bad depending how you look at it. The good news is that I am still working away at something that I cannot talk about publicly. At least well, I mean, I technically could, but I shouldn't. But just know that I'm cooking with something right now that I am working on. An art project related thing is coming along good. Yeah, I'm like, damn, it's kind of coming along. Okay. So that's pretty cool. I'm honestly gonna be excited to see how it looks once I'm done with it, because I'm like, damn, I'm kind of leveling up with this shit here. Let me tell you what. Sounds exciting, yeah. And once it is able to be viewed by the person who it is intended for, I'm sure they will like it. Well, I'm sure the person who I'm making it for, I'm sure they're gonna enjoy it greatly, and then the person who will be receiving it will probably also enjoy it greatly. Morning, Monado. How's it going? Okay, so this like texture, or like the color on this background mountain here, it's kind of like a greenish gray. So I might just go with a normal gray. Might just do that. It's going good. Shouts to that. It feels okay, man. That's a good that's a good holiday edit for an emote. It's just kind of vibes. Yeah, some of them are kind of eh. I know like the Halloween one, it's like stare, I think. I'm pretty sure that one people don't usually like, where it's like a pumpkin. Yeah, the edit of that one. Pretty sure most people don't like that edit, unfortunately. So do you guys want to hear the dumbest thing? Probably one of the dumbest things that I have ever experienced that I experienced this weekend. Because I don't think anyone here... Well, only people who know about it are people on Snapchat. Who I snap, usually. But let me tell you, it was something. Skittle. Well, I'll lick you back. I wait. Right as the Evo starts firing, try to back boost me. The primary friend. One anime season, you already know we're watching in Japanese. Look at the fucking animation. Alright, I'm gonna tell the story, so I hope you're excited for story time. So, my MacBook, right? My like mid 2017 MacBook Pro that I got for school, which nowadays is just my video watching device for if I'm in the bath or if I am on the indoor bike we have. I've been using it for that too. So I have put off doing any sort of software updates on it for years because I just like don't care, because it doesn't really matter. Like I'm just opening a browser and that's all I'm doing. And it's like minorly annoying. Like every time I would open up my Mac, it would just bombard me with like, hey, there's a software update. Do you want to update? And like there's like options for like, yes, remind me in like 1 hour, 2 hours, like 3 hours, 24 hours. There's no option to just make it stop reminding me. Like, and like I don't know why this be so annoying about it, because it's like a pop-up. It's not even like I'm actively going into like the menu for it. It's just like, hey, by the way, do you want to update? I know you keep hitting no, or keep hitting remind me in like a day. So that's a thing. There's also a thing where Apple's like iCloud services were like, I don't know what it was exactly for, but I guess like my MacBook was not connected to iCloud properly because I don't know, like if I haven't like logged in so long or whatever it was, but I don't know what my password was. So I did the software update on my Mac. That was fine, but then like my iCloud was still being annoying and being like, "Hey, we can't connect to your iCloud service." And I'm like, "Okay." I try logging in because that was another annoying pop-up where it would just keep like every time I'd open my Mac, it'd be like, "Cannot connect to iCloud." And so I would just like exit out until it would like stop like popping up. But I was like, I'm gonna make this thing stop. I'm gonna fix this shit. And I went into it. I was like trying to log in, right? Try and fix it. And I don't know what my password is. So like I try logging in with what I assume my password was. I actually went into my Chrome and checked what like my saved password was on there, and I used that, and that was the wrong password apparently. So I was like, okay, I guess this is my password. So I'm gonna hit forgot password, right? So I hit the forgot password button. It tells me log in, like put in your Apple ID email. Fair. I put in my email, and then I put in then it asked me for my phone number. So I put in my phone number and it's like, okay, we have texted you a code. Okay. So I put in the code that they text me. And then what happens next? They're like, please put in your password. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know what my password is. This is the whole point. Like, there is no option to like put in a new password. So then like I hit like forgot password like again. And this cycle happens like 3 or 4 times. I'm not shitting you. It happens like 4 fucking times in a row where it's just like, oh hey, we're gonna text you a code for your phone. Okay, now give us your password that you don't know. Eventually, there's like a different pop-up that appears that I eventually click on and click forgot password there, and then it actually lets me reset my password. But like, I guess, well, you maybe, I don't know if you watched it all, Prac, how I sent like 4 minutes of Snapchats like going over this whole thing, but I was just like, bro, like, come on. Like, I was like, is this a game or something that Apple's playing? Because I just like couldn't, like, it felt like it was just like an endless shitpost loop. And I was like, I don't care about your damn iCloud services. Like, your device is meaningless to me, Apple. Your device is only useful because it's a bigger screen to watch videos on. Than my phone is. Yo, Yoshi. Passwords? Kinda. In a way, we are. But yeah, so that was a cool thing that I experienced. Your MacBook reminded me of your dead MacBook. Yeah, I was thinking about that, how it just like, how your MacBook is just fucked up. And we like just could not fix it. Yeah, I don't know. I was so over my Mac being a little bitch. I was like, man. I was so over it. Getting a haircut in 2 hours? I hope that goes good. I hope that goes good. But yeah, so that was my experience. So hopefully it's just good now, ideally. Just like how, I don't know if anyone has heard me talk about this. I posted it on Blue Sky, how I've been, actually, you know, let's see if it's still bugged. Well, cause, let's see if it's still bugged. Oh, okay, we have an advancement at least. So I use a different wallpaper for both my monitors. And ever since updating to this newest version of Windows 11, it randomly will just, like, it just breaks. Like, it will just randomly, upon starting my computer, just decide to be like, okay, both your images or both monitors will use the same wallpaper. And I try and go and fix it. And, like, because you can, like, go in to the section of, like, picking your background and, like, right-click the image you want and be like, set this for monitor 1 or monitor 2. But, like, when this happens, both options are just monitor 2. And it just doesn't work. And I'm like, cool. But now I have set for all monitors, monitor 1, monitor 2, and monitor 2 again. So it's like, okay, that's a new one. That's a new advancement that we have. But I was like, bruh, like how is this like a thing that's happening? It's definitely a meme. Hopefully it gets fixed at some point, but I was like, god damn, dude. I just want to have my wallpaper images be like working. Cause like the weird thing about it is it's like it'll just like randomly decide to work or not work. Cause the only fix I found is just restart your computer and hope it fixes it. This is kind of similar energy to my drawing tablet, because I use my drawing tablet in left-handed mode, since like my drawing tablet has like these like hotkey buttons on it, and the default position is having the buttons on the left side because that's like right-handed mode, so you use like the stylus in your right hand and then you have like your hand free to like use like the hotkeys on the left side. But yeah, I have my tablet like flipped the other way for left-handed mode, and that's like a software thing where you have to like switch a thing in the tablet software to make it recognize that it's in left-handed mode. And it just randomly, upon starting my computer, just decides like, yeah, I'm not gonna work, and like I'll like try and open like the tablet software, and it will just tell me like, the tablet's driver is not working correctly. Please restart your computer to fix it. I'm like, this has been an issue. It doesn't happen too often, but it's just the fact that it's still a thing, and this has happened for years. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not functioning? This is your one thing that you do. Like, the only thing that you do, and you're just not doing it. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, this is the one thing that this software is supposed to do. Like, I don't understand how it's just like not functional. Like, am I being like, does that make sense to anyone else? I just don't get it. I just don't understand it at all. Technology is great, but also fucked up. Send tweet. Yeah, can we slap your bald head like slapping like those girls slapped you in Japan? I think that would go hard actually. You know, I don't know what's behind you, like a map or something. Oh yeah, it looks like a map. Excuse me, but like that part of the map like just makes you think of a pizza slice in the emote. Like, it honestly, like, unironically makes you think of a pizza slice. It's a map that looks like a pizza. Yo, word. Dude, I haven't had pizza. I haven't eaten out in like a few months, honestly. I can't even like remember what the last thing was that I had out for food. Maybe when we were at Prax, like low-key. You and Osmos? Yeah, we haven't been going recently. Tacos or pizza? Tacos are way cheaper. Looks like you're getting tacos then. Also, something I've been doing recently, I used to do this years ago, and I started doing it again recently, is consuming apple cider vinegar. I don't know if anyone here does that or has done that. I used to do that a long time ago. Since it's like supposed to be like supposed to do various like good things for you. Actually, maybe if your stomach is still being dumb prac, maybe you should try that actually. Thirst struck me to drink it. It's supposed to be like you just put like a little bit, like if you like consume it like to like drink it, you're supposed to like dilute it in like water. So I just like fill up like this bottle with water and then like just put a little bit in there and just like kind of like shake it. I know it's supposed to have. Am I connecting the chat? Question mark. My Twitch has been doing that lately, randomly, just randomly being like connecting to chat. Smile. Same. Maybe it's been a weird bug on Twitch. Should I drink a bottle of Red Hot? Yes. I assume Anna cooks with the apple cider vinegar. That is an option I could partake in now, is cooking with it. Ever since I stopped vaping regularly, your stomach has been normal again. I don't feel like drinking, I'm just like, ugh. Feels good that it's been feeling better though. On Saturday, when I went out and smoked flower, I ate so much. I ate a burger, 2 batches of fries, 2 Caesar salads, 1 milkshake, and 1 cheesecake. Holy fuck. God damn. It's a lot of food, but feels good if it was good. I'm gonna ad break. Alright, now it's just me, Justin, Owl on picture-in-picture mode, and Skittle, who's playing Balatro, I think. It's Skittle. I'm back. Oh, Prack's back. Shit. What's with this purr? What's this new meme on the block? Did I miss something? That's an old Kabu emote, but shout outs to Kabu. Shout outs to Bug Fables. That's definitely one of Ebo's game of the decades, Bug Fables. Speaking of cooking and not Bug Fables though, I've been using lately in my okay, my sentence kind of fell apart in my head there. Lately with cooking, I've been using a lot of, not too much, but I've been using a decent amount of like oyster sauce and Korean red pepper flakes. I've been kind of going in with those. It's been pretty hype, not gonna lie. Continuing to go further beyond with my not white people ingredients for cooking. Oh, we also recently from the store, we started getting a bok choy, which low-key apparently it's like pretty cheap also. I'm like, okay, that's kind of hype. Oh, it just feels good, honestly. This mountain is so cunty right now. Per Kitty Slate. Prack is going off the rails right now. Oh, Prack City, bitch. That's a definite sip of water. Also, I have a doctor's appointment like early January, and one of the things that they're gonna do is they're gonna drain my ears or flush them out, whatever. Which will be hype because I'm very certain that I have like some like clogged up like earwax in my ears. And I was like, damn. I hope I'm right, and like they get all that out, and I'm just like in relief. Remember Arma's talked to me before about getting like their ears drained. How they've had that done a few times. I forget what they've said about it, but pretty sure they're like it low key like kind of like feels good. Which I can imagine that. I can imagine like getting your ears drained is probably an interesting sensation. Bitch, it feels so good. You're getting it drained next month? Oh my god. I think my appointment is like the 7th of January or something like that. So it's like 3 weeks away-ish. Which kind of sucks. Because I think my dad goes in like sometime this week, I'm pretty sure. Which maybe I should have asked him, like, hey, my dad's coming in like this day. Can I come in with him? Question mark. They said like the earliest they could get me in was the day they scheduled me for, so maybe like I don't know. One ear irrigation I had felt real good. I can imagine. Yeah, it's like low-key been like this for like a year or more maybe at this point. Because I definitely just like noticed at some point in time that like sometimes when I lay on my side, it just feels like my ear is like plugged. Which I definitely know. It's mostly on my left side, but sometimes I feel it on my right side too. And I definitely know it's like not supposed to be like that. Like I definitely know I used to not feel that. And I was like, this is definitely just not right. And like the earwax, like sometimes like the little bit of earwax I'll get out of my ear, it's like a very like deep tone. Like it's like a deep orange. And I'm like, I think like when I looked that up, it said that if your earwax is like a very like deep tone, that means it's like that it's like been there for a bit or something, I think. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like look into getting my ears cleaned out at the dock. Need to start taking vitamin D again. I think I'm getting seasonal depression. Blubbers. Yeah, I think I've been taking mine daily, usually. I acquired a second bottle of vitamin D just to have it stocked up. So I was like, I want to have this shit just like on deck, ready to go. I don't want to like run out of it. I'm pretty sure like when I like made an Amazon order like for stuff, like I'm pretty sure the vitamin D was only like it was like $4 or something. It was like really cheap. I was like, okay, let's acquire this just now and just get it done with. Wait, interesting thing is, last time I made, like when I got some stuff off Amazon, one of the... I was gonna get more vitamin D supplements, or omega vitamin supplements, like omega 3. But instead of that, I decided to get like flax seeds and chia seeds, because I think getting like, well, I was already getting chia seeds, and then I was like, I could just get like flax seeds instead of getting like omega vitamin supplements, since flax seeds give you omegas. And I was like, in my head, I don't know like if it's for real, for real. Well, okay, I know like getting like vitamins from like the actual like a real source is better than getting it from a vitamin supplement. So I was like, it's probably more worth it to get like the flax seeds instead of getting like an omega supplement, and then I can just have flax seeds and get omegas through that. Since I'm pretty sure your body digests it better if it's like an actual food. I'm pretty sure is how that works. I don't know, nutrition is hard. This is where G comes in, nerd emoji, actually. I think that's the moral of the story, though. Nutrition is hard. Send tweet. Also, I was gonna say, Prac, how's your Secret Santa stuff coming along? Are you getting your stuff figured out there, Mr. City? And Skittle, I don't know if you got yours figured out from last I heard. I know Justin said, or at least last I heard from him, he said that he kind of like had his stuff, like he knew what he was doing. I think I'm just gonna send out what I have now, because I know none of the rest of the shit isn't gonna arrive until like February at this point. So yeah, the Canada Post strike, yeah. Yeah, I have my Secret Santa stuff done. I haven't received anything yet though. Which I don't know, like, if, you know, I have no idea what the status is on if my person has sent stuff or not. I have no idea. But I don't think we even have a set date yet, do we? I don't think, at least. Because I'm pretty sure we don't have a set date. To my knowledge. Yeah, I don't know if this Canada strike, or Canada Post strike is supposed to be like ending anytime soon. I'm not too sure what the what the status is on that currently. All these strikes throughout to the summer when there was like the Lickbow strike. It was kind of wild, like the Lickbow being closed for like 3 weeks or something. I was like, damn, okay. Yeah, definitely not what I was expecting. If only everyone got treated fairly and compensated correctly, then strikes wouldn't have to be a thing. Oh, I don't know if I told you, Prak, but I did receive a few weeks back. I received the what do you call it? Like the ancient healing clay, the Aztec stuff, the mud mask, and I've done 2 mud masks since receiving it. And it feels good. Feels good to be back. Stopped doing it because I was lazy. It definitely is good. It's a little annoying that you have to, like, for this one, you have to actually mix the stuff yourself instead of, like, the previous kinds I've had where it's just already mixed for you. Like, that stuff is really convenient. Having it pre-mixed for you is so nice. But it's not too bad. And I realized the strat that I can, like, while the stuff is on my face, I can just wash the bowl out while it's, like, drying. I'm like, shit, this is tech. Optimizing. But where's Justin at? Which partner? Where are you? To which pussy? Where are you? Is there like, huh? So let's yeah, just like do that. Have that extend over. And I have like barely actually talked about. This is one of those paintings where I've like barely actually talked about like the painting aspect. I've just been talking about whatever. Also, anyone here playing Marvel Rivals? I know Skittle and Prak have. I've watched like a little bit of it. I don't know if I'll end up trying it myself or not. But they have some nice visuals, which is cool. Always appreciative of. Something that Skittle mentioned that they appreciate that, like, the characters aren't just like, okay, we're going to like recreate how they look like in in the Marvel films, so Star-Lord isn't just Chris Pratt. I'm like, you know, that's a good point. That they actually, like, aren't doing that. Because I could definitely see a timeline where it's just like, oops, like, these are all, like, how they look like in the Marvel movies. Because, yup, Marvel only exists for the movies. Comics aren't a thing. Not at all. Let me make you think of that. Just been supports, haven't played any DPS or tanks yet. Tonight you will with Josh, though. Luna Snow is cunty. Cuntras, yeah. Kitty purr. Luna Snow. See what you mean. Yeah, when I was looking at the character roster, I was like, damn, like, I recognize like half these names, I think. Like, there's a lot of these I just don't recognize, which is kind of neat, because I know Marvel is a very big thing. It's a very wide, obviously it's a big thing, but there's so much content in the Marvel universe. It's insane. It's definitely way more than what people like know from just like the movies, since that's probably like in the modern day probably like the bulk of its popularity is from like the movies, which is valid. But like, there's so many just like random heroes and shit out there that exist, and just characters that don't get much spotlight or just very niche. So that's cool. Cloak and Dagger is hard AF to play, but it's probably the best support. OPAF. Jeff the Shark. I feel like as someone who doesn't play the game, I feel like I've seen a lot of stuff about that character. I think Skittle is saying that allegedly Star-Lord's ult is just like aimbot, basically. It just aims for you. And it looks like he's able just to fly around a bunch. Tracer on crack. Wait, I'm already Tracer? I wonder how long, like how the game will go long term. I know some people have said like, oh, like how Deadlock kind of fell off. I'm pretty sure it still has like pretty good like numbers for people playing Deadlock, but I guess it's definitely not like the initial hype train of people, like a lot of people playing Deadlock. Which is to be expected. And I guess Deadlock isn't even like fully out yet. My understanding, like a really weird thing with Deadlock was that allegedly, like for people who like had access to Deadlock when it was like, I guess like before it was supposed to be shown publicly, like they just like Valve like didn't want people talking about it or like saying anything about it, which is kind of weird because like when she wants people like talking about your game and like streaming it and be like, hey, look at this game that I'm playing, that looks cool. That's what I heard people say from when it was not as available to be played, if that's true or not, or if I'm just misremembering a key detail. I hope they improve it. Like Marvel Rivals, it feels early Overwatch. Feels good. Which Overwatch released like a classic mode, didn't they? Like, didn't they release like an Overwatch classic, aka like a Fortnite OG-esque thing? Ad break. Oh my god, that's a sip of water for me, baby. Meanwhile, the Game Awards showed off like a million more team shooters. I definitely did not watch anything on the Game Awards because I was like, I just do not care to watch this at all, I'm gonna be honest. Couldn't care, personally. And I was like, I'm sure if there's anything for me in the Game Awards, I'm sure people will post about it in the Discord or I'll see it on like Blue Sky or something. So I was like, I don't really care to watch this personally. Overwatch is hard for me to consider going back to. Understandable. Especially when you've been away from it for so long. I'm gonna make this tree shorter. I guess not a hero shooter, but I definitely have not been playing really any Smite 2 at all recently. I do think it's good, but it's definitely just like they just need to cook. They just need to get more stuff going with it for a while. I think it will be good eventually. Definitely will eventually be a good product, I'm pretty sure of it. And one of the crazy things with that game is that allegedly an upcoming character is Aladdin. It's like, damn, this game is gonna have Aladdin and Mulan in it. And it has Hercules. Like, damn. Shoutouts. I need some more dark tones in this. This base tone I put is not dark enough. AKA, let's put in some black. We are past the 1 hour of being live mark. We don't got too much more to do. So we've been doing like the actual painting part for like an hour-ish. I know they're bringing back 6v6, but ever since Overwatch 2, I have not been into it. And I've heard people say that that's allegedly a thing. They're bringing back 6v6, which is like the original mode or something, or how it used to be, I think, in Overwatch. Okay, well, we can have that there. I guess I should do these other bushes first, I suppose. Orange. Let's plop that in, get some yellow. Then we're gonna get some green. Got like a little like muddy pathway or something here. Doubt it. Unlucky. Unlucky, TVH. And we're just gonna kind of like do a little bit of this. Maybe throw in a bit of this. And just like a couple of little like highlight looking things. There we go. And on this bush, I might put just a couple of... That looks pretty good. Make the highlights really pop. Yo, milk. Exactly. Happy accidents, no mistakes. That's right. That is right. Damn, rare footage. I'm actually gonna use like the red. I rarely actually use the red in these paintings usually. And then I might just how are you doing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure out of all the colors in Mario Paint, I'm pretty sure the red is my least used color. Maybe the skin tone and red are like probably about even. The dark blue I don't use too much either. The dark blue has its place though, for sure. That it does. Productive adult and had a good stream this morning. Let's go. It's always good to hear. If I had woken up earlier, I'd be popping off, but I can't really complain about today. It's kind of, we're chilling. Yeah, unfortunately, today and yesterday, I just have been waking up multiple times earlier than intended, which is unfortunate. Not what I've been looking for. And that's never really a good vibe. Like, and it's like, cause like last night I went to bed. It was around like 4. It was around like 5-ish that I fell asleep last night, and I woke up at like 7. So like 2 hours later, I just woke up randomly, which was awesome. And then I woke up at like 2 p.m. It's like, damn. I wish I didn't wake up randomly after being asleep for 2 hours. That's the shit that sucks, just your body being like, yes, I think we should wake up after barely sleeping. Oh yeah, that does sound good. But the real question is, do y'all, like, when y'all get tired, like, do you just immediately get in bed, like, when you start feeling sleepy? Or do you always wait until, like, when you normally would fall asleep? Or, like, when you normally would get in bed, to get into bed regardless? Because I kind of started feeling sleepy last night at like 1 a.m. And I like thought about it. I was like, I could just like get in bed probably and fall asleep. But then I stayed up for like another few hours. So it's like, damn, I wonder if I should have just gotten in bed when I thought about it. But it was like, not too bad, but it's like, I don't know, if I'm laying in bed, I just want to fall asleep usually. And I will have my times, like I'll have like some weeks where I just like fall asleep really quickly all the time. And it's so good when that happens. It feels so nice. Like, it's such a nice feeling to be really tired and get in bed and then just like fall asleep really quickly. Like, that's such a nice feeling. Takes forever to fall asleep regardless. I'm just tossing and turning. Lovely. You work until 2 a.m. your time, and if I'm working, I'll lay in bed and play old school RuneScape at Prague until you bore yourself to sleep on non-work days. Damn, is that you, Prague? Balatra on my phone was a choice. Is that a Skittle reference? Balatro. Get a little bit of white. And get a little bit of green. Skittle Owl is struggling with a purple stake run, or trying to win a purple stake run. We need help. Where's our Lord and Savior in our time of need? Mining 26k coal for next objective is just hell on free to play. Would you agree with that, Prac? I've never played RuneScape, so I can't relate. There was one time where David showed, I think it was me and Vince. I think it was me, Vince, and David were hanging out, and he showed us like some like old school RuneScape. At least I think it was old school RuneScape. Maybe it was normal RuneScape, but it was some kind of RuneScape like PvP thing, and I was just like still like I just like don't get it. I will never get RuneScape. Yeah, Skittle did like fully 100% Balatro. They are a dead god in Balatro now. This is true. Which, in case anybody's like, what the hell does that mean? Dead god is just 100%ing a file in Isaac, in Binding of Isaac. Which honestly, getting 100%, getting Dead God in Isaac is honestly pretty hard. There's some hard stuff in that. And some fucking annoying shit you have to do. Yeah, you were out, Prac. Shoutouts to Prac being out on the town. The different genre of MMO. It's just anytime I've looked at RuneScape, I'm just like, damn, like this just like I don't know, just looks boring, I'm gonna be honest. But like, does anybody like new get into RuneScape, or is RuneScape just people who played it when it was new in like 2007 and are like, oh my god, like I'm playing RuneScape again, yay. I imagine the bulk of it is just like new, or like people coming back to it, getting that nostalgia kick, and I guess maybe still enjoying it, question mark. I think some people who did play it once in 07 started playing again now and got addicted. Yeah. With the bot issues, no idea how healthy the game is with player base wise. I mean, even stuff like Fortnite where they have like a fuck ton of people playing, like they'll still like force bots into lobbies. It's kind of a sick meme for Fortnite that you have to play like ranked basically if you want to like guarantee like no bots in your lobby. It's kind of annoying that it's like that. It's like, why? Like, why is this a thing? I get it if your account is like super new, but it's like, bruh. All right, well. I think we're down to call this one done, if I had to say so myself.